Love a child, changing Haiti for the Lord, where all can be restored. Be a lover child, be a lover child. Teach them, feed them, reach them. Love a child.
You know, that's a staggering fact for any person. But that fact and that knowledge is especially staggering to Bobby and I. We're missionaries. We live here in the country of Haiti. We've been living here for 21 years. And just for me to find out that 70%, I knew it was a lot, but 70% of all the mothers and fathers here in Haiti, they don't have enough food to feed their children. What does that mean? That means that 7 out of every 10 mothers, when they get up in the morning, there is going to be absolutely nothing to feed those babies today. A whole day goes by. They're crying all day long. There's no food for them. And 7 out of 10 fathers in Haiti, they're not going to bring home any food to feed those babies today. That's a fact that hurts the heart of God.
You know, Haiti is the poorest country in the world now. And you see the facts that Sherry just gave you and I, because, you know, a little over 50% of all the food that's consumed in Haiti is imported. And over 85% of all the rice that is consumed in Haiti is imported.
There's not enough food here to feed the country.
So the result is, Sherry, since the food is imported, the prices just go sky high. And matter of fact, in my pants today, I have $3. You know, just a little over 50% of the Haitian people make equivalent to $1 a day America. And that's working hard labor in the hot sun. So close to the United States. Can you imagine? One little less, we're $1, a little bit less a day. Now, let me show you something else. Give you a little education here in Haiti, because Haitians do this every day. This is part of their life. This is a marmite can. They call this a marmite in Haiti.
Gros marmite.
This is called gros marmite. A petit marmite is a little can smaller than this. But this, you put your rice in. When a Haitian goes down and says, give me a gros marmite, Audrey, which means rice in Creole, this right here will cost a Haitian $3.50. $3.50. So, $3.50 is a little over 3 days of hard work just to buy just a little bit of rice. Can you imagine that? All that work.
They've got to work 3 full days.
3 full days. Actually, it's $3.50, so a little bit more than that. But you know, the prices are so high, and they mix beans with that, and beans is way more expensive. How
do they live?
The Haitians even live or make it, I don't see how they survive. But you and I, with God's help, can make a difference.
Haiti is the poorest country in the world. Everyday children are hungry and starving, which in many cases leads to death. These children have no hope. They have no desire for school, no strength to play, and no aspirations of a better future. You can help them change their situation by providing food, because food brings hope. Will you get involved today? For your gift of $24, you will provide 648 meals of well-balanced, nutritionally rich, great-tasting food. This will help feed 3 families for an entire month. Yes, for just $24, less than the average restaurant meal for your family, you will be feeding 3 families for an entire month. Your gift of $120 provides 3,240 meals. Your one-time or monthly gift of $120 will feed 15 families for a month. And your generous gift of $1,000, which provides 27,000 meals, will feed an entire impoverished Haitian village. Please consider Haiti's hungry children today by calling the number on your screen, visiting our website, or sending in your gift today. We cannot do everything, but together we can do something. On behalf of the hungry children of Haiti, thank you, and may God richly bless you.
Jimmy Boudreau's family was a typical Haitian peasant family. His mother and father and all the children lived in a small one-room mud hut called a kai pai. His roof was made of sticks woven together with dried pieces of straw. The walls were made of sticks with mud plaster between the cracks. The floor was just dirt. The 5 Boudreau children slept side by side on that dirt floor. There was a tiny wooden table in the corner with a few metal dishes and a round cooking pot. The old wooden door hung loosely. It was attached by a single piece of rope and a few nails. Outside was the family broom. It was used to sweep dirt and trash from the kai pai, and an old plastic bucket used for carrying water from the next village. Madame Boudreau, Jimmy's mother, was a hard-working Haitian woman. Every day, she would walk miles to the nearest market and clean out trash to make a little money. She would carry heavy buckets of water on her head or do any type of work that she could find to feed her children. Jimmy never knew that even when his mother was sick and anemic, she would not eat until her husband and all her children had eaten. But that often meant that there was nothing left for Madame Boudreau to eat. She would go for many days without food in order to feed her children. One night, when Jimmy was laying on the floor, he heard his mother coughing and breathing heavily. He heard his father say that he didn't even have enough money to take her to the doctor because money was for food and it was not for doctors. His mother grew worse. Jimmy felt hopeless. A few days later, when Jimmy was away from home, he got word that his mother had just died. He ran back to his kai pai. There was a crowd of neighbors that had already gathered. They all knew what had happened. Jimmy's mother's lifeless body was laid on the bed of the one-room hut. The only sheet the family had owned was placed over her face by Jimmy's father. They had no money for a funeral, so she was buried in a shallow grave not far from the Kai Pai late that afternoon. From that day on, the lives of the children would go from bad to worse.
Wow. Behind me. La. Wow. This is the first time we've ever tried a feeding program like this, because usually we just feed the kids in our schools. These are the neighborhood kids. They don't go to our school. They're hungry. They don't get that hot meal every day. They're starving. We tried to get them organized, tried to put them in a line, gave them tickets, I had adults helping us. You know, hunger makes you desperate. Mothers are desperate. Children are desperate. They want that plate of food. You can feed 216 kids like this, providing them a meal for $8, or for $16 you can double that, or for $24 you can triple that. But everybody can do something. Please don't shut the program off because you think you can't do anything. Everybody can do something. You can give the widow's mite. Your gift is large or small. Go to the phone right now. Make that phone call, please, and say, I want to help sponsor meals. Tell me about it. Call the phone right now. Go to the internet, but please do something. If you were here and you were a child, you would be fighting for every plate of food. Wow. They're still in the line right now. And they'll be here past the food running out.
See, honey, I told the lady here that everyone has a little red coupon, give them a plate of food, and people are so desperate, Sherry.
I've never.
Can you imagine?
No. You know, usually our feeding programs are really organized and we have our kids, but now these are the children on the outside of the village, so they have no hope. That one plate of food means a lot to them.
One plate. Can you imagine?
No.
They was lined up in the hot sun a long time before we got here, Sherry. And this is hot today. It's about 96, 97 degrees here today in Haiti.
You know, the food is nutritious and we're just so thankful for it. It's donated to us, but we have to get it from the United States all the way to Haiti. And that's where you come in. Please, let the Lord speak to your heart and think about these children and how far $8 will go, how far $16 will go. And I'm not asking you just to do it right now. Please do it once a month on a consistent basis. We need regular monthly partners that'll say, Bobby, I want to give $24. I want to give $120. I want to give whatever God lays upon my heart. Maybe you want to sponsor a whole container full of food, 270,000 meals for $10,000. If you're a business person or God has prospered you, you're the one that God is speaking to today. You can feed thousands of kids like this. Please, let the Lord touch your heart. Plant that seed today and do what God tells you to do. Every gift counts. Thank you so much. Thank you.
May God bless you. I want to give you a word for the mission field here in the country of Haiti. You know, Sherry and I, we have lived here in Haiti for 21 years now. That's a long time to give your life in one area, especially to the poor. But after Sherry and I, all these years in Haiti, and even up to last month, I'm just telling you my heart. I want to show you some depths of my heart. And Sherry, even up to last month, sometimes we wondered and we asked God this question, maybe just like some you have in your heart. God, why do you let so many people go hungry in the world, especially the children? God, why? Why are children dying a day of starvation? A horrible death. Sometimes I think if I was God, this wouldn't happen. Have you ever thought that? Sure, and I have up to last month. Early in the morning, about a month ago, we was praying and we was asking God that question. And Sure and I was talking about it, sitting there on the couch. And just like the Spirit of God came down and said, Bobby and Sherry, I move through you and people like you. If everyone obeyed me, no one would be hungry in the world today. God moves through you and God moves through me. That's God's desire. That's God's plan. Matthew 25:40 says, and as much as ye have done it unto one of these of least my brethren, ye have done it unto me. God wants to use you. No one should go hungry here in Haiti, especially the children. Sherry and I, been 21 years, it tears our heart up. Sometimes we still cry in the middle of the night. But God wants to use you. And God wants to use me. And I want to encourage you in this ministry segment of the program. Let God use you. Let God deal with you. Because all the starving people, God has the answer. God wants to use you and I. It's up to us. It's not up to God. It's up to us. God bless you.
Haiti is the poorest country in the world. Everyday children are hungry and starving, which in many cases leads to death. These children have no hope. They have no desire for school, no strength to play, and no aspirations of a better future. You can help them change their situation by providing food, because food brings hope. Will you get involved today? For your gift of $24, you will provide 648 meals of well-balanced, nutritionally rich, great-tasting food. This will help feed 3 families for an entire month. Yes, for just $24, less than the average restaurant meal for your family, you will be feeding 3 families for an entire month. Your gift of $120 provides 3,240 meals. Your one-time or monthly gift of $120 will feed 15 families for a month, and your generous gift of $1,000, which provides 27,000 meals, will feed an entire impoverished Haitian village. Please consider Haiti's hungry children today by calling the number on your screen, visiting our website, or sending in your gift today. We cannot do everything, but together we can do something. On behalf of the hungry children of Haiti, thank you, and may God richly bless you.
10-year-old Jimmy had been born in this small hut, along with his 9-year-old brother, Chesnell, and 3 sisters, Fannel, Rosna, and Sandra. Every single day was a struggle to survive. Papa Boudreau did his very best to provide for the children. But there is no work in the desert-like village. There was no clean, fresh water. The soil was so poor, they couldn't even start a garden. Jimmy's favorite sibling had always been his little 5-year-old sister, Rosna. She was malnourished and very tiny for her age, but he could always make her laugh, even when she was miserable and hungry. Jimmy missed his mother so much. He remembered how she had told the children to sleep on their stomachs so they would not feel the pain of hunger at night. But now, she was gone. One morning, Jimmy's father woke him up early. He and the children went out to look for food. When they found nothing, he told Jimmy to go to the market and try to get some work. Jimmy was glad to do this. As he left the Kaipai, 5-year-old Rosna began to cling to him like she had done every other day. Jimmy told Rosna he would be back soon. Jimmy's father knew he would have to do something to feed the children. He had no one to help him make money. There was no job. The children were malnourished and constantly hungry. He'd made a decision to sell something of great value so he could feed the children. But what did he have? He went inside and a thought came to him. He knew what he would have to do. Late that afternoon, Jimmy came back to the family Kaipai, but he could not find his father. And when he looked for Rosna, she was nowhere to be found. Something just did not feel right in his heart. Something must be wrong. He sat on the dirt floor outside of his Kaipai with a blank stare. He waited and waited until finally, late in the afternoon, his father returned. But there was no Rosna with him. The look in his father's face was one of guilt and agony. Indeed, there was something terribly, terribly wrong. Jimmy's father had sold Rosna. Jimmy's father had sold Rosna to get some money to buy a little food. If it had been possible for Jimmy to find his sister, to borrow money or even steal the money to buy her back, he would have done it. But it was too late.
There are so many poor families here in the country of Haiti. Sherry and I, we lived here since 1991, and they touch our hearts every day. But food, you know, Haiti is in a crisis for food. Ever since the earthquake back in 2010 and all the infrastructure, Haiti is struggling to get back on its feet, and it's came a long ways. But the people of Haiti, they need your help. Every day, children and people come to us for food every day, from morning till late at night. We have so many people on the waiting list. Here's how you can help before Sherry comes. $8 will do 216 meals for $8 you can provide. For $24, you can provide 648 meals. For $120, you can provide 3,240 meals. For $500, you can provide 13,500 meals. For $1,000, you can provide 27,000 meals. And of course, for a gift of $10,000, you can supply 270,000 meals, which is an entire 40-foot container of food. But these meals save lives. Haiti, little children think all day long, how can I get some food? How can I get some food? The pain of hunger, this is all they can think about for those who are hungry.
You know, every mother wants food for her children. And the stories that you have seen on the program today are stories about real families, and they happen every single day here in the country of Haiti. And even worse things than this. And the things that Bobby and I have seen, and the stories and the heartbreaking things, every time we hear a story, we hear one that's worse. What extent will people go to get a plate of food? And how far will a mother go so she can feed her family? Stories, things that hurt our heart, hurt the heart of God. As Bobby said, there's so many ways you can give. There is a toll-free number on the screen right now. You can go to the internet and see how God can use you. But whatever your gift is, large or small, no matter how many meals you support, God will bless you and bless you back 100%. It is His word.
Please give. You can give right now by calling in on your credit card. You'll see the toll-free number on the screen. You can call in by your credit card. That will speed the process up so much faster. Sherry and I will write you back a thank you letter with a photo, a picture, and you will feel so good. You'll lay your head down on your pillow, and you'll feel good for helping someone else who's hungry. And God will bless you according to Psalms 41, verse 1, 2, and 3. Or you may give online. The address of the online giving on your computers there on the screen. It will speed the process up. We'll send you back a thank you letter with a photo, and you will feel very good, and God will bless you because you've helped someone that is hungry. Or you may just write a letter and put a check in the mail, and we'll write you back a thank you letter and with a photo. Please, but 3 ways you can give, but please help today. Let God use you is our prayer. This is where Sherry and I live. We're praying with your help. We can do more for the children here in Haiti. God bless you with love.